Hi everyone, I'm Laurie with thewifeexpert.com. Every day I receive dozens of letters and texts from women who are reaching out just for some kind of hope or help. And I decided a couple months ago that I'm going to start saving some of these people's responses and what they send to me and share them with you. Because I want you to know, I want you to have hope. I want you to know you're not alone, and I want you to know there's hope. And if you believe that, you can get anything you want in this world. I've got 3 letters I want to share with you today. I like doing 3. Dear Laurie, I wanted to thank you for all of the information you've provided on your website. I have learned so much from your videos. I think you are an amazing human being, and all of the stories you provided me about your personal experience with your marriage have really inspired me. And I do that on my videos, my private videos. I talk a lot about my personal life, which I cannot do on YouTube. I'm so sorry, which is why I have my private channel. So if you want to know about my private videos, go to the links below and look for the one that says private videos, and then you can come there and you can talk to me and you can hear some of my 239 videos that have my personal stories in there. And if you're struggling, this is for you. Okay, so let's keep going. I truly feel through your videos, I have a playbook that can help guide me through these challenging times. I love how you promote faith, love, and being on one's best self to help the people around you in crisis. You are an extraordinary person. Oh gosh, you guys, I didn't realize this is all about me. And your words of comfort have made a difference in so many people's lives, including mine. I love your sincere and passionate commitment towards your clients. I call them students. You are my students. You're my student wives, you're my student husbands. Students, because you're learning. Right? Always be learning. ABL. I've temporarily canceled my subscription to your private program. However, it is only because I'm no longer able to work for health reasons. I'm attempting to start my own business and will subscribe back again at a later point as soon as possible. I'll certainly call you if I need any further assistance. And just so you know, if you're on my video program, you do get a discount for staying on them to talk to me. Plus, you're talking to me twice a month on my group calls. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas with your family and friends, and that the new year brings you a lot of happiness and continued success. You really deserve it. Thank you for taking care of us. Okay, letter number 2. My ex-husband over 30 years started acting differently. He was behaving as if he didn't want to be with me, arguing with me and our son all the time. Finally, I left him, and then I filed for divorce. Some of these I don't read ahead of time, and that's a shocker. You're not supposed to do that. Don't leave. Don't freaking leave. But it was only then I discovered that he'd been seeing his first wife. Oh. Ooh. I will never forgive him for lying to me, but it has been 3 years since the divorce was final, and I try to be civil to him when I see him. Every day I'm more content and stable. I feel now that I can be happy every day. My ex was not happy for the last decade, at least in our marriage. He made our house an awful place while he tried hard living out his fantasies of having it all. Yeah, that sucks. And that's what's hard when you get to be 50 and you have to redo your life again. Everyone has baggage. So this woman's been married to this guy for 30 years. What I don't know is, how did she get him? Did he cheat on his first wife and go to her? Was he still married? And maybe the new wife, this woman, didn't know he was married? I don't know. She was with him for 30 years. And then he goes back to his first wife? It's weird. Sad. But that happens. Once you go on to your second marriage and your third marriage, the baggage that happened to you before keeps coming into the future. I wish I knew more about her story, but that's all that came to me. Interesting. Okay. Third one, I have a lot of wives who don't have kids. That doesn't mean you can't get your husband back even if you don't have kids. It's a little different. You have to work a little different, but I have a strategy for that too, and it works. So the woman who's writing now, she doesn't have kids with her husband, but it's her life, not yours. It's her life, not yours. It's her life. It's her life. It's her life. But I want you to hear this because it's a little different. And I know I'm going to get a lot of texts and emails that say, what are you saying? You can't say that. But this is what I teach and this is what I do. And if you're going to be on this journey with me, you got to trust me. And so what this woman is doing, we'll kind of go through it, but have an open mind before I start talking. Say to yourself right now, this isn't my life. Laurie's about to read something about someone else's life. I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to make comments. I'm going to let this happen and watch it like a TV show. Because she's not me and I'm not her. This woman is doing her own thing, okay? Understand? Now I'll read. So one more thing. What I had done for this woman is over Christmas, I reached out to everybody. I just want to see how everyone's doing. And I reached out to her to follow up. How are you doing? I really stay connected because I care. I really care about people. Plus, I'm asking everyone, send me a Christmas card, give me an update. If I don't get an update, I'll bug you. So I didn't get an update on her, so I reached out to her. So the story I was about to tell you, I'm gonna change, and that's why I'm doing this different edit. This story, I think, is a little bit more poignant and better because it just came through. I had part of it, and then I just got another part, and I thought, yeah, it doesn't look right. I was in this color, and I'm gonna go back to that color, but I want you to hear this story instead. So, ready? I'm gonna read this. This is from one of my wives. I had a great Christmas, Laurie. Thank you for asking. The only bad part is that my husband gave me a gift. News that I didn't want or expect. The woman he had an affair with 5 years ago got pregnant and made a baby. And that baby is a little boy who is now 5 and has been the reason that my husband just disappears sometimes during the evenings or on the weekends. And I thought he was lying to me because it was another woman, but it turns out it's because of his son. I was gonna tell you, Laurie, way back when it happened, but I knew you were going to ask me to be my higher self, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be angry and mad and pissed and effing hate him. I wanted to kick him out again and tell him I would never see him again. And that's what I kind of did. He left and we didn't talk for 2 months. Yet at Christmas, he decided this was the time to come clean with me, and his plan was for me to meet this kid. And I guess the kid's mom was okay with her son meeting me too, since my husband and her are not together anymore. And she knows that the affair they had that produced this child was wrong. But now that they have this child, they can't keep hiding it from me because that kid is not going away. But I don't want to meet the kid. I don't want any of it. What do I do? Okay, so this woman and I had a phone call. And during the call, she was very apprehensive. No, I don't want it. I'm mad. He needs to suffer. I'm punishing him. And we walked through it because there's a lot of things I teach in my program that get you to a different place. Join my app. See notes below or above. And then she says to me, okay. Because my only goal for her was that she forgives her husband and has a connection with that child. Is the child hers? No. But she was married to the man when he had the kid. And that kid technically is part of their marriage, even though some other woman had it. So I rounded her big picture and taught her that this child is innocent and that no matter what happens in her life, there's a child out there and maybe he wasn't loved, which isn't true because now I told her, you can love this child. So this woman doesn't have any children, but her husband was married before and has a couple children with the other person that he was married to. So those children were adults when she met him and, they have a relationship, but this is different. This is a child, a young child. Anyway, it takes a good person to deal with this. Okay, so she writes me again. It's funny. I don't talk to people for like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. And not that I forget about you, I'll think about you in the middle of the night. Oh, what's going on with them? And then suddenly someone texts me, emails me, and gives me an update. I love that. I want to know what's going on in your life, especially when I can come here and share it with everyone. So she says, Dear Laurie, well, I did what you asked of me, and I'm a better person because of it. I finally was able to meet my husband's son. Remember when I told you that I was pissed off and you told me to say yes to meeting my future son? Well, my first reaction of anger and no, I will never meet this kid, set my husband off, and for the next 6 months, nothing. I asked and was told, no, you didn't want to meet him, so too bad. She said I had to eat a whole lot of humble pie and apologize because he did the bad thing, but I was making it worse by saying no to meeting this child. So, about 5 months ago, I finally met my husband's son. And you are right. This child is innocent. He did nothing wrong. Oh, and I can see him as that way. He is precious, beautiful, and my husband's clone. I'm over my anger, but I won't forget. And I see this child as now a blessing to me because I get to love him as if he is my own. And I'm so happy. Oh, because now, I think most of you know I was adopted. So I have a very, very strong feeling of people who love a child that's not theirs. Oh, I love it. It's just wonderful. It says so much about you. Okay, let's keep going. And I'm so happy because now I have a child in my life. As you know, my husband does have previous children from a previous marriage. And while I sometimes feel like their mom, I didn't meet them until they were adults. So this new child is a piece of heaven to me. And I get to start over with a brand new young child. Yeah. Thank you. If it wasn't for you, I'm sure by now we'd be divorced and I'd be a wreck of a bitter bitch. Maybe. Today I'm filled with love and compassion and have only you to thank. Thank you. Keep doing the work you're doing. XO. I'm not going to say her name, but did you get it? This thing you have here is big. It's big. I'm going to go back to what I was saying. I'm going to cut it here. You're going back to that other outfit I was wearing. That's her life. Her husband had an affair, made a baby, and that baby, since they don't have kids, this woman is like, oh, I got myself a kid, which the child is innocent. You can't blame the kid. That poor child is going to grow up thinking, I was born because two people did something terrible, and that doesn't feel good. So if the person that was cheated on loves this child, it's a great way to have a life. Because it sucks all around, and this is just a silver lining. It's hard to do. It's just like someone whose child was murdered, going to the jail to see the murderer of your kid, and sitting there and saying, I forgive you. So by you caring for a kid that your husband had when he cheated on you is a gift. And I applaud the women who can get there in their hearts. Because it's a tough road if you think about all the shitty things. But if you think about what's right and what's good, you'll do the right thing. And that's what I want for all of you. And if you need my help, come see me at thewifeexpert.com. If you want to see any of my books, look below. And if you just want a phone call, go to my website, look for the red phone, and call me. It's not that hard. There's buttons. Just push them. It'll tell you what to do. I'm praying for you always, and I love you always. And may your life and marriage and whatever relationship you're working on be yours.